Okay? He's saying whatever he's saying behind closed doors. What's he saying? I want to be the guy. I should be this. I should be that. Deion's saying he's the best player in the draft. He's best quarterback, second best to Travis Hunter. Best quarterback. Who is it? The NFL has been clueless for 50 years when it comes to evaluating quarterback. Clueless. No idea what they're doing in terms of evaluating quarterback. That's proof. There's proof of that.
How many
they say we know exactly what we're talking about with quarterback. They don't.
Since the NFL draft, Shedeur Sanders has become one of many prospects to watch at minicamp. But it's almost like the quarterback battle is not the only thing he's facing. Today, I'm going to talk about Shedeur Sanders and his longtime controversies. But before I get into this video, make sure you like and subscribe for more content like this. But without further ado, let's get into the video. The start of the first set of problems date back to high school. At Trinity Christian Academy in Dallas, Shedeur played quarterback, and his father Deion Sanders was the head coach for the team, leading them to a 47-5 record and 3 consecutive state championships. As for Shedeur, he was one of the top prospects in the country. He held offers from numerous colleges like Alabama, Florida, and Tennessee. He even participated in the Under Armour All-American game with the top players in the country. At this point, Shedeur was the only person who was deciding his next steps, and it looked like it would be at a D1 university. But things quickly changed when his dad Deion made a huge decision. He decided to take a coaching job at Jackson State University, a historically black college in Mississippi. After this, Shedeur and his brother Shiloh, who was already at South Carolina, made the decision to follow their father to Jackson State. This stirred a lot of controversy because of the way everything transpired. Shedeur and Shiloh were both Division I talents who decided to settle for HBCUs to follow their father. This led many people wondering if Deion was stirring up a plan to get his sons in the NFL because they would struggle if they were to do it alone. Before the Sanders family came to Jackson State, the school was not doing well in the previous years. They only won 15 out of 34 games played, but Deion and his sons quickly changed the culture of Jackson State. In the first season, Deion led the team to a 4-3 record before being cut short because of the pandemic. This is where the team started to gain national coverage and see a lot of success. In the following season, the team picked up where they left off and had a record-breaking 11 wins and won a conference title. Shedeur led the offense and won the Jerry Rice Award, but the biggest moment came on National Signing Day in 2022 when the number 1 player in the class, Travis Hunter, signed with Jackson State. Hunter was initially committed to Florida State before switching. This started a huge trend because other D1 athletes started committing to an HBCU as well. During the 2022 season, the Tigers continued to dominate the SWAC conference, making yet another undefeated season and reaching the Celebration Bowl against South Carolina State. But before this game, it was speculation that Deion was going to take another coaching job at the University of Colorado. And by the time the game started, it was announced that he took the job. After losing to South Carolina State in the Celebration Bowl, Deion packed his bags and went to Colorado. Before Deion arrived, Colorado had a 1-11 record. However, Deion Sanders got to Colorado, the school immediately started to feel the impact of his presence, even making some questionable statements in his welcome speech, saying repeatedly that he's coming and telling players that they might as well transfer because he has a lot of other people he's trying to put in the program, referring to them as his luggage.
And I'm going to tell you once, I'm going to tell you twice. Just like I told my wife last night. I'm coming.
This concluded Shedeur, Shiloh, and two-way player Travis Hunter. This left people believing that he should not be talking this way unless he is sure they are going to be successful that upcoming season. Another thing people were skeptical about was whether or not he can be successful on the Power 5 level. In the first season, Colorado was ready to make a statement. They started out 3-0, beating teams like TCU and even winning in overtime against Colorado State. But things took a rough turn when Travis Hunter went down and Colorado started losing. They ended the season 4-8, finishing last in the conference. After this season, critics felt that Deion was getting what he deserved, trying to form a path for his son and ultimately failing in the process. But next season, the Buffaloes improved their overall team. They signed an offensive line to help Shedeur, and they got new offensive weapons as well. Although they were doing better, the weaknesses was in the defense, especially with now safety Shiloh Sanders in the secondary. This was another question that Colorado had yet to answer, especially with Shiloh Sanders, who at times seemed underdeveloped, missing tackles and coverage assignments. But the Buffaloes still finished the season 9-4, and they played a bowl game against BYU, which ended in a loss. After this loss, people thought that Deion Sanders was going to leave Colorado and pursue a job in the NFL, even speculating that he might go to the Dallas Cowboys and fill their new head coaching vacancy. But surprisingly, Deion turned all of those down and stayed at Colorado. However, that was just the tip of the iceberg for the Sanders family. both of his sons was entering the NFL draft and they were being looked at by teams. However, the teams looked at Shedeur differently because of his approach to the draft. Shedeur allegedly chose teams that he did not want to play for, and Deion made it even worse by doubling down on it every chance he got.
Now, all this is subjective because I know where I want them to go. Mm-hmm. And let's not forget Shallow, okay? Mm-hmm. But I know where I want them to go. So there's certain cities that ain't gonna happen.
This made some NFL teams pass on Shedeur, making the draft process even harder. What made it worse was the evaluation period that Shedeur had to go through. After those evaluations, teams said he was not prepared to be in the NFL, only because of his arrogance, cockiness, and lack of understanding the offenses. However, coming into the draft, Shedeur was still projected as one of the top quarterbacks. Some mock drafts even had him going first or second round. But during the draft, Shedeur faced one of the biggest surprises. He would watch round after round as each quarterback was selected and taken off the board. Some NFL teams even took him off their draft board. I felt this was a lesson the NFL was trying to teach the Sanders family. They were trying to show that Deion was not going to play his games because the NFL has their own rules. NFL is not going to allow Sanders to pick and choose because at the end of the day, it is a business, and when business calls, you answer, not the other way around. Another reason why no one picked Shedeur was because of the amount of luggage he came with. By luggage, I mean the hype train that was created all these years. From family to celebrity friends, if a team decides to make a decision regarding Shedeur, people are either going to be happy or upset with the organization. But in the 5th round, the Cleveland Browns made a call and drafted Shedeur Sanders. This seemed very strange only because Oregon quarterback Dylan Gabriel was selected by the Browns in the 3rd round. The situation Shedeur is going in is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen, considering that the Browns quarterback room is already deep with 5. And now Sanders found himself at the bottom of the depth chart to start the minicamp with no choice but to prove himself. And if he happens to underperform, they can cut him when they please. Now Shedeur does not have the privilege like the 1st or 2nd rounders. For the first time in his life, there is no dad on the sidelines and he has to face some unfamiliar situations. So far he's doing good and I hope that he continues to develop in the league. He's reportedly performing very well and he looks like he can develop. But that'll be the end of this video. If you want more videos like this, subscribe to the channel and I'll see you all in the next video.